Om Sri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya 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 Namaha. Om Yat Param Brahma Sarvatma Vishwosyayatanam Mahata Sukshmat Sukshmaparat Sukshmataram Nityam Tattvamevat Tvameva Tat. Brahman is not the object. Brahman is subject. That all pervading Satchidananda existence, consciousness, bliss is me only. Tat Tvam Eva. That is you alone. And that is Kaivalya. The gold ornaments are nothing but gold only. But we become deluded with the names and the forms. When we contemplate on this idea constantly, it is called using the upper wooden block, Arani. Can you remember? Atmanam Araning Kritva. In fire ritual in earlier days, they did not use any matchstick or any lighter. They used to rub the wooden blocks, two wooden blocks, traditional way. I have explained enough in previous classes. So whenever this knowledge we will use as one upper wooden block on the basis of Om, then only I exist. I am consciousness. Why? So much indicators of Brahman are given in Vedanta. Because we are so much unconscious. That is why the consciousness is pointed out through many equipments. Because I always identify myself with the equipments. Vedanta, that is why used the equipments, means the indicators of Brahman as equipments. To do Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchita. Because truth can only be indicated. We can't define truth. We can't define truth. We can only indicate the truth. What is the indicator? From which the entire universe has arises. The complete support of the universe is you only. I alone am the substratum. Mind creates the world, protect the world. What is the support? What is the concept of container? Here, In Satchidananda, there is no container, content, concept. Everything is me only. And very easiest example is dream.
Well,
There, I only live, nobody else. I alone. And I create a world living in a different country, dream that I am in India in any shop or something like that. And after waking up, whenever the flavor remains, then we can't believe that we are in different country, different. It happens. Once you can recognize the power of thought, then you can understand that you are the regulator of the world. You are not controlled by the world. Don't be attached to the result. Just think in that way. Actually, why Shastra has condemned? Because we become attached with the result. That is the problem. We don't know that mind is getting attached. That is why Bhagavan is telling, Pashyame yoga my Aishwaram. See my yoga and my Aishwarya. I am in you and you are in me. I am Brahman. From me alone all the creation has come. Meditation is not to get any new knowledge. Meditation is to remove my wrong notion about me and the world alone. Through meditation, we never gain any new knowledge. Please, you are the student of Vedanta. You should know that. Through meditation, we can remove our wrong notion only. The true import of Vedanta is not that Vedanta wants to literate us. Vedanta wants to remove my wrong notion about myself and to make me know that I am always liberated. Aham Brahma Asmi. And then, when the person are eligible and Guru tells his student, go and preach it, and he preaches Tattvamasi, you are that, or Tat Tvameva, Tvameva Tat. Vedanta Vijnana Sunisitartha Sannyasa Yoga Yataya Vishan. Thoughts will come and go. Thoughts are powerful. It's true. But the thing is, we allow our thought to overpower our knowledge. When it happens, when we get identified with it. But when we get identified with the knowledge we gained about myself, then all the floating thoughts become powerless. Then we don't identify ourselves with the wrong notion. Then all the thoughts dissolve. In Bhagavatam, it is there that Brahmaji only did sankalpa, only took resolve that I will be many. Srishti can. Srishti is nothing but the imagination only. Again, I am telling, when we dream, please pay attention and importance. Don't think it is dream, it is dream. Because we tell it is dream when we are in the waking state. Think about our dream world. We never think that we are dreaming. So when jage jatha sapana pramajai, when we will wake up from this illusory world, illusory awakening world, then we can understand that whole entire waking world is dream alone. There is no reality of all names and forms. The reality is the only substrate. The realized soul is always awake in the conflict of names and forms. A realized soul never get identified with anyone else, anything else. सुनीता अम्मा आपका फोन बार बार अनम्यूट हो रहा है, प्लीज इसको देखिए. The waking world is always, in waking world, we think that we are awake, we are conscious, but we are not. We pay our whole attention because we get identified with it. Whenever that identification will go off with the knowledge, through the knowledge, then we are Ananda Swarup. We are afraid that how I will love my beloved ones. Don't we love our eyes? Don't we love our body? We love the best. That is why we always keep away from all the harms. Just think of it. We always, whatever you do, if you are just sewing, you are very careful about the fingers because it is yours. When we walk, we are very conscious about our leg because it is mine. I'm identified. If I say, who are you? No, I'm this face or mouth or head. Okay, then give it your hand. No, 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 no. This is also mine. So in the whole body, the concept is I am there. If we consider the whole world is the play of expression of the same consciousness that is me, then love will automatically will be generated without any effort. Think of the logic. We are too much careful about our own body. Even when we go to save anyone else, then also we remain conscious about our own body because we are identified. So the realized soul identifies with the whole world as me alone. So love is very natural, because a lot of people thinks that if I become realized, I will lose my love for my beloved ones. The realized person becomes more loving. You can't imagine about his love. Now, one thing, जब तक इंद्रियों न जग जाता है, तब तक पंच तत्व का ज्ञान नहीं होता. As long as our sense organs becomes active, we can't perceive the world. If अगर किसी का आधार का ज्ञान हो जाएगा तो संसार में फंसेगा नहीं. Then he or she can understand that I am the cause of my own happiness and own sorrow. तब ये बोध आएगा, ये क्वेश्चन आएगा, मैंने सृष्टि हुआ है और ये पूरा सृष्टि मेरा रचना है. Am I created or am I the creator of the whole universe? यथा दृष्टि तथा सृष्टि, यत परम ब्रह्म सर्वात्मा. Who is the substratum of the whole universe? Adhar. Here, Adhar means not the container. You know, the rope snake is the famous example in Vedanta. So here, Adhar or substratum means rope is the substratum of the snake. In that way, you have to understand. We sometimes are deluded on the seashore that there are silvers. But when we take up, we see that it is only seashell. So seashell is the substratum of the delusion of silver. Likewise, the entire names and forms are the delusion on the substratum that is me. Because there is same consciousness. From existence, consciousness, bliss alone, all the creation, all the sustenance, and all the dissolution happens. After gaining this knowledge also, people wants to see Atma. That is the thing. They know everything else. They will quote here and there from Upanishad. Tvameva tat, tateva tvam, like that. Tvameva tat. And Guru says, oh foolish fellow, are buddhu. The Brahman you are trying to find out, that is you only. That is aparichinnata. That is liberation. That is why it has been told Jnanam means knowledge, Guru Vakya, words of your teacher, and the scriptures, Shastra, should be together and will be apar arani, upper wooden block. And whenever you will feel, मैं बेचारा हूँ, I am the inferior one, I can't do, everyone is getting everything else, I am frustrated. Then start rubbing this upper wooden log. Then the fire of knowledge of the substratum of everything will come up. Tattvameva, tvameva tat. Guru is roaring here. Guru गर्जन कर रहा है. Tattvameva, tvameva tat. We listen to, we understand for some time. Again the same problem. That is why repeated listening. Nowadays it's very easy. The classes you can go on listening repeatedly through YouTube. And there is no other way, because those words only will remind you who you are actually. Only Brahman Asti. And that Brahman, I am, Brahman Asmi. So Brahman Asti, there is Brahman, that is Jnanam. I am that Brahman, that is Vijnana, Vishesha Rupena Jnana. And to attain that Vijnan, the practices are needed. That is also called Vijnana. The translation of Vijnana is science, but here Vijnana means spatial knowledge, Vishesha Jnana. प्रेम से हम लोग कभी कभी किसी को बोल देते अरे बुद्धू, तो there is no connection with the बुद्धू and the बुद्धि. प्रेम से भी कोई किसी को बोल देते हैं अरे मेरे लाल, लाल के साथ लाल रंग की कोई संबंध नहीं. There is no sambandha with the artha. But when I say aham Brahman asmi or Brahman aham asmi, that is artha bodha with a lot of understanding, lot of knowledge. I alone is the Brahman. Brahman alone I am. I am not the part of Brahman. For that you need enormous faith on the words of Guru and words of Acharya, words of Shastra, scriptures. Guru has told you are Ananda Swarup. If I am sad also, sorrowful also, getting pain also, in that position also, that it's because of my wrong notion. It is because of my identification with the situation. I am sorrowful. But my Guru, my Acharya is Vedanta Purusha. He can't be untruth. So he has told me I am Ananda Swarupa, I am that supreme bliss. If we have the enormous faith in the words of our Acharya, it will help us for quick recovery. It will help us to come back into our source, that is bliss only. Whenever that faith will come, then the question will ask inside that if I am Ananda Swarup, why should I cry? Why I will be sad? There must be some difficulties, some wrong in my thinking process. Then we will start correcting ourselves. Vedanta helps us. Vedanta is the eye correction tool. That I and that I think. Vedanta knowledgeable person sees the world in a different way, sees the situation, event, issues in a different way. So Vedanta corrects my eyes through which I see the whole world. And Vedanta corrects my I. I means ego. This is the significance of the crush or cross, Unless and until you cut the I, you are not nearer to God. So, this is the thing the mantra has tried to tell. Now, the thing is, the concept of the sukshma and everything else. In philosophy, subtlety is measured by its pervasiveness. That which pervades, that is more in subtlety. That which is the subtlest is the most pervading. So Brahman pervades everything and nothing pervades it. Means everything is Brahman itself. When we say the dream world is supported by the waker's mind, we mean that everything in the dream is nothing but, in essence, that waker's own mind. That which is all pervading is unconditioned by anything. And therefore, finitude, which is the destiny of all the conditioned things, can never contaminate the infinite. Though the substratum for the world of names and forms is Brahman, the all-pervading is ever changeless and eternal. Even after this much of discussion, the student will comprehend the truth only as an object or a factor that has got all these qualities. To end this misconception and to divert his attention unto himself, the Upanishad or the rishis, the sages, thunder forth the staggering commandment that thou art tattvam, tvameva tat. Tad eva tvam, tvameva tat. That here means which you have just now understood intellectually as an object of your knowledge. That is not anything other than you, but is the very essence of yourself. That may be me, that being divine, that can play in me. But alas, I am myself. And I know, I do not know that. This should be the inner silent cry of the spiritual seeker, even in the best of the students. The ocean may be the cause of the waves, but the waves in its limited dimension, shape, form, power, and strength fails to comprehend that it can never be the ocean. Ocean thinks, I roar. I am the Almighty. Waves because of the ego sensitivity. Waves forget that waves are nothing but the ocean only. To blast out this intellectual sense of distinction, the teacher in the same breath adds, you alone are that. Tvameva tat. When an individual in this way, or through a total and diligent observation and analysis of himself, playing as the waker, playing as the dreamer, and playing as the deep sleeper, comes to detect his own identity with the common factor in all the three. In his subjective moments of deep meditation, he shall come to experience that the self in him is the self everywhere, and that is Brahman. This sacred declaration, Tattvam eva, Tvameva tat, is the commandment, Upadesha Vakya. This is not Anubhuti Vakya. The commandment of realization is I am that, Aham Brahmasmi. But here, Guru is roaring. That is commandment, Upadesha Vakya, of the seer of the Upanishad to his students. to realize it subjectively in the individual bosom by the student himself, for himself, is the path of the highest realization called meditation. Today is Shivaratri. Bhagavan Shiva is the symbol of meditation. Yesterday in Bengali class, I have clearly narrated the essence of Lord Shiva. If anyone can understand Bengali, please go through that lecture because it is in very detail that what is Shiva Tattva. Naham brahmachari na grihi na vanasthi in Hastamalakam, the same thing. Lord Shiva is not brahmachari because he married. Lord Shiva is not grihasthi because he lives, means he is not householder because he lives in the smashan, cremation ground. He is not vanaprasthi. He is full of vigor. He is not sannyasi because he is with the weapons. He is not the Brahmin because what about the do's and don'ts of a Brahmin caste? He doesn't follow. He is not the Kshatriya because the role of Kshatriya is to protect, but he destroys. He is not the Vaishya because he has no yearning for earning money. He is not Shudra because he has worn the sacred thread, but not the thread, snake. Everything is tranquil in the presence of Lord Shiva. On the auspicious occasion of Shivaratri today, I pay my humble offerings of myself to the holy lotus feet of Lord Shiva. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Guru Pyo Namah. Hari Om.